Yeah, now what we was discussing about the GCP here. In GCP, what we understood how to create the VM virtual machine, how to create a virtual machine by using normal method. There is a three way of creating the virtual machine. We can create a virtual machine in a different ways. So how that can be done, let's understand one by one. Now here in GCP section, what we understood first way of creating the VM here. Yesterday we understood first way of creating the VM here, that is a virtual machine here. How? Let's understand that. What I need to do, I need to go to the solutions or all products here. In all products, I can go to the compute engine. I'll go to the compute engine part here and we'll understand the first method. So this is our create instances. So what we did, we created the instances yesterday here. This is a repetition here. Taking hosting this in a region. Zone I am not taking here. You can take a zone if you like. Then I'm taking a general purpose E2 machine here and compute optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized. There are different machine configuration. As per our requirement, we can customize that. So, okay, it changed here. Just a second. I'm keeping with the E2, staying with the E2 here. Now, apart from this, what we can do here, this is a machine type here we are taking. This is a provision policy we are taking. Container, if you want to deploy the container, we are not deploying container here. So I am not changing anything. Boot disk, we are taking this. Apart from this, adding a firewall rule. So according to our requirement, we can change our firewall rule here. So I am creating a machine here. This is first way of creating the virtual machine. This is first way of creating the virtual machine. You can create the virtual machine like this. It will take some time to create. This is our first way of creating the machine. After creating the machine here, name will be generated. Of course, name, which zone you are hosting here. This will be internal IP, means this will be your public IP. External IP means this will be your internal IP will be your private IP. External IP will be your public IP. Now, if you want to connect to the SSH, what you can do here? Just you can, there are different way of connecting to this virtual machine here in our GCP environment. If I click like this here, so I will be able to connect to my machine. So I will be able to connect to my machine, VM virtual machine. Of course, like this, it's connecting here. Like this, I will be able to connect. This is first way of connecting to the machine. This is a first way we need to understand. This is the first way we can connect. Then let's understand second way here, how we can do by second way here. Then we can create the instance template here. What we can do, we can create the instance template here. What is showing? First, instance template will be created, and from that template, we can create the machine. That is our second type. How to do that? I am creating instance template first. So existing template, he's taking existing template here. Which region? It can be globally or it can be regional waste as well. Regional waste means if you're taking regional waste means your instance template will be limited up to that region. We are taking India region here, Mumbai region. So that instance will be only on an Indian level. But if you're taking global here, in global here means what will be the case here? Globally, this template will be created. So region I am taking in a central US here, US central. One here I am taking machine type we can select here. And two, there are different machine type here. General purpose you can go compute optimize. So machine type is same here. We can create a machine type. And after creating a machine type here, what I'm doing here, I'm creating an instance template here. This is the second way of creating the virtual machine. Then don't change anything. If you want to change something according to your requirement, you can change. If you want to change the boot disk also, you can change storage type also. Then this, what we are doing, we are creating an instance template here like this. So if you do like this here, now what will be the case here? If you do like this. Equal command line will be generated here now. Say for this each and every specification here, command line will be generated here like this. Like this, command line will be generated here. Command line of each and every specification for your machine inside the template. What you can do, you can copy this to the clipboard. What you can do, you can copy this to the clipboard here. If you do copy this to the clipboard here, you can copy this to the clipboard here and you can close. You can keep it somewhere. You can keep it somewhere. I'm keeping on a word here, MS Word. Yeah. So you can keep this command somewhere. So you can use this in the coming things here. So like this, if you want to create the same, if you want to create the machine with the same sort of configuration here, you can create the machine with the same sort of configuration here. This is my machine thing here. By using CLI, we can create this thing. So now what I'm doing here, I'm creating a template here now. This is second way of creating. Now see, instance template is getting created here. Now instance template is getting created here. Yeah, it got created here. Now if you see, it got created here. Now if I click on this one here, you can see here now. See, first instance template can be created now like this. See, this instance template is created for me to medium and Debian based. This is a disk, central US and all. If you click on this one here, you can create a BM here now. From here, this template, this is existing template here. What this is existing template here. From this template, if I go from here to there, now see this. This is our existing template with this sort of configuration. Means by using this configuration, our virtual machine will be, our virtual machine will be created here. From this, our virtual machine will be created. So what will be our next process? Next process will be, let's create a virtual machine from this template. From same template, virtual machine will be created like this. If you create on a BM, I am creating a BM here, virtual machine with this template here. So see, new BM from the template here like this. What he'll do, first he took the template. Now see, select template. Second one, customize virtual machine. So whatever the virtual machine you want to customize here, you can customize the virtual machine like this. Each and everything will be customized here like this. Your virtual machine will be customized here. And one more thing here, this will be very, very important. If you go to the equivalent code section here, or here, if you go here into equivalent code section here, it will show the same command line here. It will show the command line to create this virtual machine. Whatever the template we have created, this can be created by using command line. You can use Cloud Shell here to create the virtual machine here. This is other method here. But in future, very, 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 very important here. Terraform. By Terraform is IAC infrastructure as a code. We are going to write the code to create the infrastructure. Means to create the resources in a cloud. What resources? If you want to create a virtual machine in your cloud environment, I want to create a virtual machine in my cloud environment. So what I need to do, I can write these things here. I have to write this code here, but these code are by default here. These code are by default. You just need to copy and paste. Very, very huge advantage. So we no need to bother to write this code here by using Terraform. During Terraform, you people will understand this. This is one of the advantage. So what I'm doing, I'm creating the virtual machine. Two way. This is a second way of creating the virtual machine. First way is directly you can go to the graphical user interface. You can create the virtual machine. Now see, second virtual machine is getting created. From where? From the second virtual machine is getting created from where? We are creating virtual machine from the template. This is second way of creating the virtual machine. This we have a virtual machine, normal virtual machine we have. Now see, if you do a SSH thing here, you can perform the SSH operation here. SSH means you can connect to the this machine, you can connect now like this. And this machine you can connect. Now, whatever the operation you want to perform, that operation will be normal like other machine. This is the second way of creating the virtual machine. You can create the virtual machine from the existing template here. So you can create a like this. This is what you can perform here from here. So this is second way of creating the virtual machine. Then let's understand third way. What we can do, we can create a machine image. Whatever the existing image we have, what we can do, we have existing image means machine. See, what is the use case of creating the machine image? Whatever the machine we have, now we have a two machine here. First we created by normal way, and second one we created from the instance template. Now you people are doing some modification here. Suppose somebody did some modification into your machine, created one server, created some xyz in this virtual machine here, created xyz in this virtual machine. If somebody did some sort of changes into this machine here, now this machine, somebody did some sort of changes here. Now, what will be your next target? Now, you want same sort of machine, like you people are working in a different team. You want same sort of machine for yourself. So what you need to do? You need to create the machine and same changes you have to perform as well. You need to perform the same sort of changes here. So not to replicate, not to waste a lot of time here, what we are going to do, whatever the thing, whatever the task, I'm taking example of now, see, whatever the task Kiran has performed here into this instance. Sorry. So whatever the task Kiran has performed here in this instance, so what will be the thing? So Neeraj will create the image of this instance and he will get same replica of that machine, whatever Kiran has done there. So that is the advantage of this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the machine image here. What I'm doing, I'm going to the machine image here. I'm creating a machine image. I can write a machine image. This is for my, I'm writing this is for a class machine or class image. I'm writing a class image here. This is my class image I have created. Now he'll ask me a source for the virtual machine. If you, which source you want to take, actually, we need existing. Not possible to create a machine image if you don't have a virtual machine running. If you don't have a virtual machine here, not possible to create a machine image here. It's not taking. So what will be the case here? It should give us actually. It's not running. Let's refresh this one here. So what will be the case here? We have a virtual machine running here. What it will give us? Multi-region deployment. So this is a problem with the graphical user interface. Sometimes you'll get this like this. So this is a machine image. Machine you'll get, actually we have a source virtual machine, right? Source virtual machine means we have two virtual machine instances. Those will pop up here. So what will be there like this? Those will pop up here. You can write the name for those instances here. What name? So I'm writing a class image here. I'm writing a class image here. So after writing a class image here, you can take a source image here. I'm taking first one, which I created from normal use cases. I'm creating this thing here. Then location here, which region you want to keep, multi-regional or regional you want to keep here. Multiple region in United States. If you want to keep in regional one, you can take a central US. So whatever the machine image you are creating, that will be my regional one into a US central one. Which region it will be? US central one. So encryption will be there for my image here. Whichever encryption we want to take, Google managed or cloud KMS key here, or otherwise you can do this thing. If you want to create same thing from the command line, you can create same thing from the command line as well. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating a machine image here now. What I'm doing here, I'm creating a machine image here now. Like this, I'm creating a machine image now. It will take some time to create a machine image. Now I'm creating a machine image. If you click on this one here, these things will be very, now see, create instances, delete. From this machine image, if I click on create instances, I will be able to create the instances. So this will be our next process, next way of creating machine, but our customized way. We can create the machine by creating the customized image, and from that image we can run the instance. So let it create. It will take some time. What will be the process? It will create the image, whatever the existing VM we have, it will take that image and it will run the instance. So what is the use case of creating this machine image? As I said, if 2 3 people are working on a different environment, so their machine structure will be different, right? Their machine will be different because they have done some configuration into this one. If they have done this configuration into this virtual instances here, so not you need to repeat the same configuration. You need to perform same task here. Not to perform same task, what we are going to do, we are just going to copy the task of that person. By copying, creating the machine image, we will create the replicate the machine image. As we will replicate the machine image means from that instances, from that machine image, we will run the virtual machine here. As we will run the virtual machine, whatever the task that person has performed there, we will get exactly the same machine here. So we no need to put a lot of time there. It will be wastage of time or wastage of resources here. Virtual machine instances template, then afterward machine image here. This is the third way of creating the machine. Any question? It will take some time to create. Any question, guys? Kiran, have you created this? Have you created account, GCP account?
No, Pawan.
Yeah, Kiran, please create. Okay. If you create means,
Sure,
if
sure.
you practice means, then you will remember the things actually. If you listen like this means, you will forget many things. Okay. Like this, I'm doing. It's looking very simple here because I know the process. But if you'll do means, you'll stuck somewhere. If you'll stuck somewhere means, you will learn from that mistake. Okay, your concept will be very very strong. Because if you are putting time, if you are putting money, if you are putting effort, means put more effort actually, so you can get somewhere. Okay. So it will take some time. Actually, this is a time taken process. Let it be like this. Then other way is what we need to understand. I'm going to teach you another way now. There is a now from here we can create the instance, but let it be like this first. Now there is one more thing here we need to understand. What I did here, I copied what I did. I copied the command things from there, right? As I copied this thing from here, I can activate the cloud shell. What is a cloud shell? Cloud shell is a CLI, command line way of interacting to your cloud provider. Here, how we are interacting? We are interacting by graphical user interface. I'm clicking everywhere and I'm creating the resources. As per my requirement, I'm clicking there. I'm using the graphics to create the resources. But here, in our cloud shell environment, this is a CLI way, command line way of interacting to your cloud provider. So how it can be? By default, 5 gig is given to this cloud provider. 5 gig is given to cloud shell. By default, storage of cloud shell is 5 gigabyte here. Like this, it will connect. By default, like this, it will connect. So what I have, let's see. Yeah, we have copied like this here. Now what we have copied? We have copied the virtual machine. If you want to create the virtual machine by using cloud shell, if you want to create the virtual machine by using cloud shell, you can create the virtual machine by using cloud shell as well. That is other way of creating the virtual machine. That is a other way of creating the virtual machine. He's asking us to authorize. He's asking us to authorize this thing here. We can authorize here like this. What we can do, we can authorize here. What is giving me error, could not fetch the sources, project connection region template, instance template already exist. Actually, see, this is an instance for this is not what I copied here. This is a template which I copied. From this template, they already created the machine. This already exists here. Now he's saying from this template, machine is already there. So that's why he's saying like this here. Okay, we have copied the template, right? As we copied the template means from this template, what will be there? So machine is already there actually. We have created the machine from this template, right? So this is what he's saying here. So like this is what we can do here. CLI, command line way. Now editor is by default here. Editor is by default here. If I get into the editor here, editor is by default here. Connecting to a cloud shell editor here. Editor means code editor. You can edit the file, you can edit the code here. Something like this will appear here. Like this, you can write the code, you can appear the code here. This is what you can do, a copy here. If you explore on this here, you can create a file here, new text file. You can open a file, you can open a folder here, you can edit the section, you can view, go run and run the terminal here. Familiarity as of now, we will work in the future here. Now see, if I want to create any file here, I'm creating a code.yml file here. If I'm creating some sort of file, I will be able to create file here. Hi all. So what I'm doing here, I'm writing something here into this file. This is a code editor which we are going to learn in the future. So this is by default within the cloud shell. You'll understand the importance of this thing in the future. The time will reach to the Kubernetes and of course Terraform. So code, this cloud shell is by default here. Other one is web preview is by default here. And another thing is session information. And this is very, very important. If you get into this thing here, if you go into the, let me close this thing here, not close. So this will be very, very important here. If I get into this one here, I will be able to restart, upload and download these things from here. So like this. So this I can done here. If you want to restore the cloud shell, you can restore the cloud shell as well. So that thing can be done from here. And another thing here, let me close the editor here. Still getting created here. This is still getting created. Now see, another thing here, very, very important. If you want to customize this, if you want to customize the UI, user interface of cloud shell, suppose what you're looking for a color theme, light, dark or custom. You're looking for a light. It will change to the light here. It's not mandatory you play with the dark. And another thing is, if you want to play here, now see what you can do here, you can change the color theme to a custom one. If you want to create a custom one, if you want to create a dark one, you can create a dark one. Another thing here, if you want to send now text here, it can be large, it can be medium, or whatever the text size you want according to your requirement, you can do. What sorts of user interface you like, you can color setting, keyboard here. So these things you can customize here in your cloud shell environment. This is the cloud shell. So please remember, by default for cloud shell, 5 gigabyte, 5 gig is given here. So that you can understand from here. Create instances. This is not getting created here. Now see, this is creating an image here. It's taking a lot of time here. What it's doing, it's taking a lot of time here. Now see, got created here. Like it's giving us a tick here, means this is ready. What is ready? This is not a virtual machine. Please understand, this is not a virtual machine. From virtual machine, we have created a image. Now, if I want to go to create instances from this, what I'm doing here, I clicked on create instances here. I have an image here. From this image, I want to create instances here. Now see, what is saying class image here. First, what is showing me is giving me same here during template session. We understood, right? Please select an image, same here. There it was select a template, here select an image, then he is going to customize the BM instance. Then he is going to customize the BM instance here. Whatever the BM instance you want to customize here, it will be customized like this here. If you click on create here, our third BM will be created. But this BM is created from where? Class image. This BM is created from this here. So this is what we need to understand, how to create the BM virtual machine by using different ways as per our requirement. As per your requirement, you can create whatever you feel you can. So whatever you can. It will take some time to create the virtual machine now. What it will do, it will take some time to create the virtual machine. Now, yeah, this machine is created here. Now, if you want to connect this machine, you can just connect to this here. Now transferring SSH key to the BM here, virtual machine, your virtual machine will be created. like this. So there is a three way of creating the virtual machine as I shared. Please practice those. Now another thing here is, now this we need to understand here. Now what are the other things here? Disk type, of course, storage side I'm going to go in a later stages, don't worry. Storage, there will be a separate class for storages here. These are by default storages here, right? These are by default storages here which we are providing here, 10 GB. If you want to create a snapshot, I'll guide you people during later stages here, like this. If you want to create a disk here, extra disk, this is the storage side here, storage side I'm not getting. Let's spend some time here on IAM, identity and access management, because you people are already familiar with the identity and access management here. Here, billing section, you people knows already. If I get into the IAM here, identity and access management, according to your profile, they are going to assign permissions to you, and according to your role and according to your profile, they are going to assign policies and permission, policies and roles there. So something like this here. If you want to see a grant access here, if you want to see the grant access here, if you want to use a new IAM user here, so what that user will be? Can you guys give me one sort of let's be like this. So what I can do now, I can write like some sort of email here, like this. Here you need to write what we can write here into our IAM. We can write a group, users or domain we can write. There will be two kind of account we need to understand. In our GCP environment, there will be two account, user account and service account. User account means user account will be created, people like you and me. People like you and me will create a user account. Service account means service account will be according to the application use. Application means I'm using a virtual machine, I'm using a resources, I'm using any sorts of thing. So who you will be, you, then there will be one service account which will be by default generated. Two kind of account. User account, of course, user account means people like you and me will generate the user account. Service account means that will be generated as per the services. For this account, I am creating one account here, I am giving a role. What role I am giving him? I am giving him a account role of, according to this I can customize. Now this, see, by services I can give him a owner or editor role here. I am giving a role of editor to this person, he will be my editor here. If I log in into this email ID and if I log in into GCP, so now what will be his role? His role will be editor. So means what you can do, he can add it here. So like this, if you want to add more role, you can add more role here for this particular person here. If I switch from this account, whatever the account I have, I am owner of this account now. This person is the owner of this account. If I switch to this account here, what this task this person will be able to perform according to my permission here. If I'm giving ownership to this person as well, so he will be owner here. Straight away he will be owner here, like this. If I do a save here, I have like this, the same here. So like this. So if I go to this one, I will be. If you want to remove the access, you can remove the access for that particular person. Same like in AWS, whatever we did in AWS, same process here. If you want to remove this person, you can remove at any moment of time, because I am owner here. This person is owner. He can do anything here in our environment. Identity and access management. What we can do here, we can add, we can provide the access policies we can attach to this person. Apart from this, we can attach the roles as well according to his job profile here. View the role, what sorts of role are here. Now see these roles I have given here. On the role to these two person, editor role to these two person. If you want to remove, as you people knows, actually if you select on this one here, you can remove the access whenever you want. And if you do from here, you can edit the principal as well. If you want to modify, if you want to edit the role in the future, if you want to give him a, now see, apart from this, if you want to give him an editor in place of an editor, if you want to give him a viewer role, you can save this role as per job profile here, like this will be a task of a administrator here. And another thing here, if you want to see the service accounts here, if you want to see the service accounts here, this is a service account which will be by default generated. Now see, this is generated here. Compute engine default service account, because under my first project where we are working under this my first project. Inside this my first project, what we have done, I have created 3 virtual machine. For 3 virtual machine, what he has done, he has created one service account here. This is called service account. User account is this one. User account will be as per our profile. Service account will be like this. So service account will be something like this. If I click on action here, you can see here, delete, disable, view logs. Talking about service account here now. You can manage a detail here. You can manage the permission, manage the keys. You can disable or delete this service account whenever you want, whenever you process. Another thing here, very important thing will be rules. As I said, according to the job profile, failed to load here. This is a problem with the graphical user interface. Now, if I'm talking to the roles here, roles means what is role here? If I'm talking to the roles here, according to our job profile, according to the task perform, role will be assigned to the users here. So how many type of role we have, you can check out from here. So how many type of role we have? You can check like 1670 roles are there as per this. If you want to filter some roles here, if you want to filter some role, you can filter this role. If I'm going to the billing section, I want to see the billing. These are the billing rules here, what by default we have. If you want some user, I have created one user here. I have added one user here. If you want that user to be billing account administrator, you can just click on this one here now like this. This is a billing account administrator here. This is the role here. If you want to see each and everything about this thing here, you can get this thing here. Assigned permission. What permission will be assigned to this administrator here? Each and everything will be shown here into this account administrator part here. So like this, if you are adding this section admin here, you can add this section admin here. If you click on this one here, like this, just a second, like this, you can create a role for this side here. Another thing here, if you want to learn anything related to this topic here, please go to the learn section here. Okay, because GCP is providing along with this one, GCP is providing straight away into learn section. If you want to learn about these things, you can click on here. So GCP will give end-to-end information about these things. So this will be little different. Whatever I'm providing here, the way will be different, and final things will be same here. Identity and access management. If you want to create the groups here, as I said, can create the groups here. So like this, you can do a groups things here as well. Administrator can do a checklist in order to establish. You can read out these things from here. There is a thing called quota and system limits here. If you want to set up the quota and system limit here for each and everything, you can do that. System, you can do a quota and this here now. See dimension, current user percentage here like this. For compute engine, you can set up the quota for each and every services. Whatever the services we are getting into, we can set up the quota. Means we can restrict the use case for that. We can set up the quota here, like usage alert, edit the quota here, like current percentage usage is 75%. Like this, we can set up the quota as well. So what is the takeaway from here? I am identity and access management. We can add the in identity and access management. What we can do, we can add the users. For that user, we can assign the policies and role as per his profile. We can customize his policies or role. We can remove, we can add, right? We can add or we can remove these things here. This is what we need to understand from here. And I have given you people more detail in AWS as well. You can go into that. Things are same here in our IAM sections. Any question here? If you have any question, you can ask me the question. Otherwise, I'll catch you people on Monday. But please create account. You have a Saturday, Sunday. Please try to create account from credit card or debit card. If you don't have a credit card or debit card, you can take a help from the friend or otherwise. Please tell him if somebody have account, please tell him to create a IAM for you. I have created just now in front of you, right? What you can do, you can create one IAM here, identity and access management. You can create one IAM. You can create from here as well, okay? From billing section also you can create. You can go to the billing here. From the billing section also, you can create the IAM for the billing. But in billing, it will be restricted actually. So in billing, it will be restricted, but please create from the IAM there and give an administrator role. So you will be able to perform same task, whatever your friend is performing. Okay. Any question, guys? So here,
Yeah,
Billy
Pawan,
have
I have
one.
two questions.
Sorry.
I have two questions on this one.
Yeah, yeah, Mani. Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, first one is, can we migrate the template from one region to another region? Is it
And
possible?
second question.
Second thing about for the same template, can we some changes in voice level, like as a hardening and any changes like that? Can we
Yeah.
perform that activity also?
See, template you can change, you can modify the template. This is a existing by default template he is created, right? If you want to change this template, you can change this template. But one more thing here. If you have created this template in any region, that will stay only in that region. You cannot migrate this template from one region to another region. Okay, you got both answers. Okay, you can modify it if you want
It's
to
not
modify
about
it.
this one. Modifications not about the resource and all those things. In voice level, can we make changes? In organizations, we know that
You
templates will create for the
can
security purpose.
make changes. Can make changes, money.
So, live VM also can we convert to template?
Live VM we cannot convert to the template. We need to stop that live VM and then we need to convert.
Okay,